Children across America face adversity in their homes and communities, and it's showing up in the classroom. Divorce, parental drug abuse, domestic violence, homelessness, and the effects of living in poverty, these adversities interfere with students' ability to learn. This is particularly acute when a child's family lacks protective buffers to help them bounce back from the hurt.
The lose control was actually a phrase that one of the children shared with me. They said, I feel like I'm losing control. I don't know what to do. I can't listen. Everything in the room is closing in on me. And it was all because he was thinking and having kind of flashbacks, if you will, to something that was happening at home while he was sitting in the classroom. And so this is how his body was reacting to it in real time.
These individual experiences are happening on a large scale to school children across the country. In Cincinnati, a third of children face at least 2 adversities, such as physical or emotional abuse, making them 3 times more likely to repeat a grade compared to students that have faced none.
How do we as educators change what we're doing to better meet the needs of the children across the board?
Education partners in the Building Community Resilience Collaborative are using trauma-informed approaches which recognize that the adversities children face can feel traumatic and have negative impacts on a child's developing mind and body. Trauma-informed approaches fundamentally flip the script. So instead of asking, "What is wrong with you?" we seek to understand what has happened to you.
When they see a family or student having an issue, instead of saying this child is doing whatever behavior they're seeing, they start wondering what is the actual antecedent to the behavior. Instead of saying Johnny threw a chair today, they need to go home. They're like, hey, this occurred in class today, this is what happened right before, and I saw when they got off the bus they were really excited. Does anyone have any idea what happened at home?
Using trauma-informed approaches means school staff are trained to validate students' emotions and help them process emotions, providing key life skills rather than punishment.
Helping kids understand it's normal to have big feelings. We call them big feelings at school. There are ways that we can work through them together.
Trauma-informed approaches also include creating safe spaces and teaching students how to work through big emotions.
So in one classroom, the teacher literally has a table where she has a jigsaw puzzle set out. And the kids kind of can self-select to go do that when they need just a moment to, I need to cool my heels here and go think. Give me something as simple as that, to learning breathing techniques, to learning self-care, and to be self-reflective.
Shifting school culture to implement trauma-informed approaches requires leadership and a commitment to supporting children and families to thrive. This can require tough conversations with staff who may not be on board.
Because I had to weed the garden. I'm not even going to sugarcoat that. I needed to weed the garden the first 2 years. I really did. I did it in a nice way. By setting the foundation, I'm not going anywhere. Secondly, you're not going to teach in an isolated silo anymore. I don't care if the parent is poor. That doesn't mean that the brain is poor. I don't care that the child lives in a house or on a bridge. The kids are still creative.
Educators in the Building Community Resilience Collaborative are reshaping school culture and doing so without extra funding. Realigning resources to support their values is one of the ways they're able to do so.
So I'm not funded any differently than any other public school. I get no additional funding. It's how I choose to spend my money, and it's how the teachers choose us to spend our money. Oregon is very short budget-wise next year. I don't have a full-time school secretary next year, but I have 3 counselors. Our teachers said we really need, we want our kids to continue getting a well-rounded education. We want the PE and the art and the music because we know our kids get trauma work through that as well.
The Building Community Resilience team in Portland has also used community collaborations to its great advantage. They launched the 3 to PhD program in partnership with Concordia University, Trillium Family Services, Portland Public Schools, and Kaiser Permanente. As a result, student reading scores at the Fabian School are up by 7%, suspensions are down, and attendance has improved by 7%. But statistics don't tell the entire story.
You walk visitors into our school right now, our 4-year-olds will walk up, shake a hand. I'm so-and-so, welcome to Fabian, this is a great school. We didn't train them to shake hands. This pride in what they have, they feel people care about them. And they feel like what they're doing is important. And that value has changed so much in our community, and our parents feel valued and supported and cared about community-wide.
Our Building Community Resilience teams are creating innovative, sometimes unexpected partnerships to drive their work. These collaborations are not only helping students bounce back from adversity, they're supporting them to aspire, achieve, and thrive. This is Building Community Resilience in action.